Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
Hey all, I'm Jamie Lynn Sigler, a mom, actor, and advocate. I know how overwhelming it can be trying to decide which treatment is right for you. I've been there. But you should know you're not alone. You can do this. Start with some research, talk to the community, and most importantly, don't be afraid to ask your doctor questions. You might find results that speak for themselves. That's how I landed on Kesimpta. Ask your doctor if Kesimpta, ofatumumab, could be right for you. You can check out the details at kesimpta.com.
At the UPS Store, we want to make this summer the summer of shipping. Summer Shipalooza. So you can start crossing items off your must-ship list. Like the vintage film camera your college kid needs for class. Or the vase you told your mom you would send her ages ago. And with our pack and ship guarantee, your items arrive safe or we reimburse you. So stop by your local store today for everything you need to be unstoppable. Visit the upsstore.com/guarantee for full details. Available at participating locations. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
Oh, such a clutch pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom, too. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
The GOAT!
Save up to 50% with minimum purchase at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Detroit Koolaid, Detroit Koolaid drinkers, it is draft day, draft night. The Pistons are on in the playoffs. We've got about 10 minutes before the Tennessee Titans are on the clock, but we're here to talk about the Lions. And I've got the wireless headset on. We have some tech and some audio issues, but Chops is here. He's been yelling at me for 20 minutes. He's ready to go. He's ready to talk ball. He's got takes. He's got picks. He's got opinions. Choppy Chop, we made it. The DTO scouting office is ready. You are armed in the Choppy, studio. Let's go, buddy. How you doing?
Detroit Koolaid Listeners Lions Draft 2025. It's too bad that they have to be in, Green Bay. But I'm looking at here, watching a little NFL Network with some, Bumsky up there with his acoustic guitar with Lambo in the background. Who cares? It's not Detroit. Yeah, cheddarheads all gathered around in this little rinky-dink town by Lambeau Field. If I could hit the drop, I'd give you a little whoop-de-doo, Basil!
Whoop-de-doo!
Let's go!
That was the live version. And you mentioned some guy on the banjo in Cheddarville or Mozzarella Stick Land.
Who is this Rudy Poo?
Thank you, Rock. Thank you.
There's like 10 people at this draft where Detroit showed up in like hundreds of thousands of millions of multi-millions. Like, it's crazy. So, what would you expect from the Mozzarella Sticks? But exciting night for our Lions, man, picking at 28. Could trade up, could do this, could do that. We have no idea how this draft is going to go or how the board is going to fall, but me and you, man, we're going to just talk like buddies would. You're going to work the 183658 tab Google Sheets. I'm in here with literally 15 screens. I've also got the magnet boards. I've got the position rankings. I got the Okrie Lions targets. I've got the... Oh, I got everything going, Choppy. I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. Look, it's finally here. The prep has paid off. The Google Sheet is ready to go. The Tennessee Titans will officially be on the clock in, I believe, about 11 minutes, something like that. It's a great day to talk some draft. Like you mentioned, we got the Pistons going. We got playoff hockey going. But the number one thing on Lions' minds tonight is the draft. And we've teased it up. We've filled your glass. We've given you the Kool-Aid. We've given you some big shots. We've given you some double shots. We've been giving it to you in gallons on the flagship show. Oh, baby. It's time. Okrie, so much to talk about. The anticipation is here. And, man, it's going to be it's just an exciting night for the NFL, for all NFL fans, but particularly for the Lions fans as we go and have to wait until pick 28. Or will we?
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Chop, chop. I'm looking here at a small, dry erase that I made at the last minute, which has my main positions of concern divided by offense and defense. Everybody knows what it is, but just a reminder, defense, edge, interior defensive lineman, corner, safety, linebacker. Put those in any order you want. On offense, we already know we got players all over the football field. We're going to do great things on offense as long as your quarterback doesn't clunk it up. And we've got wide receiver, interior offensive lineman, maybe a tackle, and a tight end were the spots that I threw. And even, how about a little spicy one right off the top for you, Chops? What about the possibility of adding a running back? I know you like all our backs. We know that we have a guy who's a absolute multi-dimensional, positionless. Wait for it. Hell, it's draft day. I won't make you wait for it. Elite weapon. Jahmyr Gibbs. We got this guy. You ever heard of him, Chop? His name is Demo. You know him, right?
Yeah, I might know that guy. I might know the D-Money guy that we talk about every once in a while here. But, you can get mixing up his name. That's all good. But, hey.
So we already got running backs. But let me ask you this. Is it crazy? I don't know where Cam Scattaboo is going. But I'm here to tell you, if the Lions took him because he's just a damn straight-up football player, it wouldn't surprise me. Same goes for Jack Sawyer, who went to that school that we shall not speak of. Both those guys, to me, just scream Lions, scream football players. And, oh, by the way, hey, Jack Sawyer, here's one for you.
Hey, listen, Ohio State sucks.
Ohio State is vanquished.
There you go, Choppy. So am I crazy on Cam Scattaboo? They brought him in. We don't need a running back per se, but that got me thinking. I don't know if he's going to fall low enough or it's going to make sense, but I could see them just taking him just because he's a football playing DAWG, nasty mother, you know what.
Oh, my God. Look, it's Brad Holmes, so you can't put anything past him, but I almost want to say get out of here with that boola after we've got the best 1-2 punch in the NFL, and I damn well like our depth on that too. So I don't know, man. Look, I get it. Best player available, that dog mentality if it's a fit, but also I will tell you this. Get out of here with that Jack Sawyer nonsense. All that dude does is cry in the biggest games of his life, complains about his rivals, whines and pisses and moans about flags getting planted. What do you think that dude's going to do when we have to go into Green Bay and we got to slap around the cheddar heads? What, is he going to sit there and cry into his jersey because, I don't know, somebody was mean to him on the getting off the bus? I do not like that player at all.
That's a bad take by @Chops in the D to start off. We know we hated him in college. We hate that school we shall not speak of, but this is the NFL. And he's not the greatest athlete, but he's got a lot of other things going for him that are great, that fit what we do. He's a position of need. He could fall nicely into that second, maybe even third round type area. Or they could just overdraft a player like that, because that's what they do. You're acting like I'm crazy bringing up these people, and it's like, I'm looking for no-nonsense, hard-working football players that are just going to fit into that grit mentality. Like, that's what this team does, whether it's overdraft or you didn't like them 2 years ago in college, or we already have some of those. Like, how many times have we said that? Oh, we're good there, until we're not, or until Brad Holmes says, I know you think we're good, but I'm taking him anyway because we love this guy. That's kind of what they do. So I'm just warning you. I'm priming the pump that something crazy could happen, and you're still gonna look at it and go, he's a football playing dude. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's not even in my top 10 at edge position. So look, he's 92 ranked in PFF. You're telling me they may just go and get him at 28? Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
I don't know. We will see. I'm throwing things out there, but I'm also saying that
if you said to me that Jack Sawyer fell down and he's available in the third round, and at pick, whatever our 102, okay, sure, but I am not reaching up and using pick 28 on Jack.
I'd be happy with him at 60. I didn't necessarily say 28, but I'm saying if they pick a guy at 28 who you don't love because he's not in my rankings, or they could have got him later. This team doesn't think that way. We think that way. I think that way. I think, you could have, why aren't you playing the board? And Brad Holmes like, we met with this guy. We love his intangibles. He can do what we need him to do. And they just turned the card in. So that's all I'm saying.
There's a better chance of him taking somebody who we have never even talked about on the podcast than there is for him to take that in the first round.
Okay. So, we will see what they do.
You know how it goes, Okrie? Look, we have this debate every year. You can't criticize him. If you do, then it's like, people, you hate Brad Holmes. You think he's terrible. And then they work out. I don't know. His draft hit rate is some ridiculous, number. But it is what it is. Look, you might hate him now, but once he puts on the crispy Honolulu blue, you might love him in a year. So,
yep.
The good news is we get to have 7 new players on this team, plus undrafted free agents, plus, maybe some guys that get cut to the curb from a cap casualty. So it's going to be a good day.
I'm agreeing with what you said on the pod, too, is going into this not only very open-minded, but just sort of open to a lot of different options. It doesn't mean I won't have thoughts or opinions, but it is a nice feeling to just sort of be raring to go, know that we're going to do it upright, and know that there's lots of good options. I mean, I even saw these mocks today. I'm just like, I would love that, or will that happen, or I'll take that guy, and they were just all falling in nice, except for some numbskull who said we were going to take Higgins, the big wide receiver from, where's he from, Iowa State, or, I mean, they said him at 28. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That better not happen, but every other one fit in nicely,
Yeah, Iowa State, Jaden Higgins. I mean, I've seen a lot of hype on him too. A lot of people saying that he's way better. Some teams are way higher on him than others. I mean, he's a big body. I kind of did, mentioned him in a Koolaid packet, but yeah, at 28, I would not be super thrilled about that. But again, these, Brad Holmes and the scouts and this crew, they have so much more insight than us. They are able to meet with them one-on-one, put them through their own ringer. So it's those top picks, they've got to have their short list. That it's not our short list, and he's not just going to take somebody to take somebody. So I'm looking forward to it, man. 3 minutes left before here. Titans are going on the clock soon. I'm ready. I'm getting antsy.
One exercise we didn't do this year that I always think is real important, but it's hard to do at 28 and not knowing what might be happening behind the scenes, is who in that range, who are those primo guys? It's hard to know, because even when we get excited, could Michael Williams from Georgia slip? It's just you think not, but you got to kind of be ready. But I'm still kind of torn on who that perfect best Brad Holmes option is, when we get down there. And I don't know, TBD if you ask me, but we'll see. I hope it goes well.
Yeah, I mean, that is always the funnest part about the draft, other than who the Lions are picking, is like, when guys start to slip, quarterbacks that people were going saying, oh, they're going to go top 15. Next thing you know, they're like rolling into the bottom of the second round, and then people are freaking out. They're in the green room all freaking out. So, I've seen a couple of mocks here where like Will Johnson slides down like all the way to the Lions at 28. I can't imagine that happening, but hey, like if it happens, are you ready to pull the trigger on a Will Johnson? I know we've had drafted a lot of corners over the last couple of years, but dude, kid's a stud.
That's the hardest part too, is it kind of, how do you split the difference between like, oh, we took a lot of corners, but he's there, versus like, oh, it's an overkill, or oh, we could go in another direction. Because the hardest part I have with the draft, like I was just trying to say, like there's these bucket of guys that are just too good to pass on and elite and just like special that you should put in that bucket. But there's this whole other bucket where when the draft board falls and you already are set at certain spots, you can say BPA, but it's BPA based on what you already have, where your money's already going, what you're looking at in the future. So I just never buy that bula about like, oh, we're just going to take the best player, because you're not. You're going to take the best player at a position you need at the best spot possible, And sometimes you even pass on guys just because like you think you can get a similar guy later. And you hear people, I would never pass on a guy that I love. It's like, yeah, you would, because you think that you get another guy right there and get a similar player in round 2.
Yeah, I mean, look, there is definitely some like add-on logic to best player available, right? Like the Lions are not drafting a quarterback at 28, even if the guy, even if Sanders is still sitting there and he could potentially be the best player in the whole draft, you're not taking him. So it's just, it's best player available, but it has to have, it's not just, it's best player available on your board. And if you're not looking at guys at those positions, like, then no, you're not, of course. Like, if you drafted a quarterback last year with pick 2, you're not going to take a quarterback, even though he might be the best player at pick 4 this year. Like, it's just not happening.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, so if we're slipping down, say we don't move up from 28, like, are we both, I'll say that I probably am, like, Will Johnson, if he's there, I'm disregarding that I have other corners, because I feel like he's good enough to not only take, but just add to that, and we've never been good at corner. So if you have Will, T.A., Amik, DJ Reed, Rake, Ennis the Menace, all these people, that makes me feel a lot better. I'm willing to double and triple down at that spot. Are there guys, though, that we think are great and that we kind of need, but that you would have to sort of say, I'm going to go a different direction just based on what we already have, Like, I'm looking at my little... Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, look, okay, so, I'll throw a scenario out there. Will Johnson's there, but your favorite edge is there. Like, my opinion in that is if my top, or I'll even to this, Gray Zabel is there at 28, and so is Will Johnson. Do you throw all the numbers out? Do you throw the more position of need out there because you think Will Johnson is really going to be that special? I mean, if you like him, if you like everything he's done, then you probably do that. But to me, I have Gray Zabel rated higher because it's my board for the Lions, not everyone else.
Yeah.
So
see, that's great.
It's a tough one, man.
And it's a great point you brought up, because I'm looking at the little Okrie stack right now, and I just resorted, to be honest, because I did what I just told myself in my head, is like, I don't think Jalen Walker and Mykal Williams will be there, but to me, those are my best 2, like, highly rated position of need Lion type targets. Then I got Will Johnson under that, as like, he would probably be too good for me to pass on, and just assuming that he's got the character and stuff where he would be on their radar. And then
Malachi Starks.
Malachi Starks is under him, and that's simply because you've heard me say my plan, but the more I've read up on him, I didn't even get a chance to do all the reading up this year that I really wanted to do. But when I dove into Malachi Starks, every box was checked. It's a great kid, smart, tough, versatile, like just does everything right. So he's got to stay there for me. And then it gets to the guys like you said. Then it's Zabel, Mike Green, Ezeraku, Shamar Stewart. Like Shamar Stewart, yes, he's talented, he's highly rated, but I have to move him under those other three guys because Zabel, Green, and Ezeraku are just safer picks for me.
Yeah, agreed, 100%.
And it's not a perfect science. Like I say, I'm still looking at this list going, I don't love Jihad Campbell below all those guys, but lesser position of need, injury concerns, like we already got Campbell and Fabio and all these people, so it's like, you know, I don't know. It's a hard stack, like even right now, let alone in the later rounds. But I agree with you. Like I kind of, in the later rounds, like you not only have to go with your guys, but it's not often where I look and say, gosh, this guy is just so highly rated and so good and so much potential that I have to pass on a big glaring need like edge or, you know. But you hear Brad Holmes, but I don't take needs, I just pick the best football. It's like, well, you better take needs because we need an edge, we need an interior lineman, you know. Like you couldn't walk out of the draft without some of that, or it's just foolish. So
I mean, the thing is, like Brad Holmes, like this is the funny part, right? Like everybody in this town is just banging we need an edge, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, make a big trade, make a big signing, do this, do that.
Because
Brad Holmes might be just perfectly fine with the edge players that he's got. He's got some master plan where he's going to go back and go, you know what? I've already got Zadarius Smith ready to sign after the draft, and we're just going to roll it back. We're going to shock the world and put in other needs. Like, you just never know what this guy's thinking.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Visit USAA.com/bundle.
Bundle savings are off total premium, not available in all states or in all situations. To qualify, auto policy must be active prior to property policy issue, subject to change. Restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
This message is brought to you by Abercrombie Kids, your place to shop everything they need for a summer full of memories. Kids can never have too many shorts and tees, and Abercrombie Kids has endless options. Planning a water park or beach trip? Get them new swim with next-level comfort. Summer's calling. Answer with Abercrombie Kids. Shop in-store, online, or in the app.
Switch to Verizon Business and get more from your internet without paying more for your internet. Get LTE Business Internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data, and with it, unlimited possibilities. Start saving today with Verizon Business, ranked #1 in small business internet customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Starting price for 25 megabits per second LTE internet plan with smartphone plan savings, plus taxes, fees, and economic adjustment charge. Terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
I think you're on mute.
Workday starting to sound the same?
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
Vitamin Water Zero Sugar has great taste, zero BS, and obviously zero sugar. For those with zero room in their calendar, zero patience for slow walkers, those who get 0 hours of sleep on a Saturday night, have zero filter, zero given, and zero interest in grabbing a plain, boring water. Grab a delicious Vitamin Water Zero Sugar today.
What is going on with these clowns rolling out on these Schwinn bikes? What is this?
It's let me say though, Choppy, that's like I'm groaning because it's a decent take and a good point, but it's not because I know I can't say anything bad about Brad Holmes, but if I look back in his history, there's been multiple times where he thinks he's good. I'm good at this until you're not, and until it costs us. I'm good at corner. Oh, wait, I'm not. Now I got to go get 3 corners. I'll be good with Fat and Port, and I'll get Zadarius, and we won't worry about it unless our guy's there. And then you have no edges other than Hutchinson. So, like, The guy's tremendous. This is not me a knock on Brad Holmes. This is a thing I've seen in his... Remember that first year? Oh, we're good at wide receiver. We got Tyrell Williams and a bunch of trash cans, but we'll be fine. You weren't.
Quits before the season starts. Yeah.
You were terrible. I mean, I don't even have to dial up Charles, but I'll do it anyway.
That's terrible.
I mean, you were a horrible wide receiver, yet you told us going into the season, mid-season, trade deadline, we think we're good there. We like our wide receivers. Then next year it was corner. Then it was, our linebackers. I love our linebackers. Until you went and drafted 2 or 3 new linebackers because you knew they weren't good enough. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of that happens.
I don't think anybody not named Brad Holmes is super happy with the depth chart of Hutch, Pascal, Davenport, and then bowling alley dudes, right? Muhammad. O'Connor, who else you got there? It's okay, you need somebody, okay? But look, I think that we can all agree that there's an edge that's going to get drafted at some point here. We probably want it a lot higher than Brad Holmes is thinking, but again, BPA, if the best player there is Mike Green and he's high on him, snag him up.
Oh, yeah.
Do you need to turn it up here? Because the commissioner's at the podium. He's about ready to announce the...
Hell no, I don't need to.
Titans.
The commissioner's going to do 18 minutes of promos, then he's going to say, the Tennessee Titans are on the clock, and then it'll be another 10-minute wait. So, no, we don't need to hear this junk. Remember last year, we're there with Eminem, your boy JG16, Unleash Hutch, Amon Ra. I mean, who else was up there? All these studs. We got a million people out in the crowd. Green Bay has 3 people on bikes that I've never heard of, some old washed up players that are no good, and Goodell riding around in a unicycle. What is happening here?
You got Lil Wayne up there too, buddy.
Oh, great. Why is Lil Wayne I gotta admit, he is pretty entertaining on those morning shows before the NFL. Why he has all that time in his life to be on NFL Network every other day, I don't know, but he loves him some football.
Because he isn't producing any music or shows anymore.
Choppy Chop, I don't have the audio on. I know you don't care about hoops, but 45-41 Pistons, and when we're getting going here this evening, I mean, the crowd was rocking. We got the old final countdown, great intros by my boy Mason. Man, that brought back memories. You didn't even know me when I ran the Palace in 2000 to 2004. There at the championship parade, there may or may not have thrown a beverage at Reggie Miller during the brawl at the Palace. I got stories for days. That was my home away from home during college and whatnot.
Allegedly, I have a still shot of you tossing a tall glass of blue Kool-Aid at some Indiana Pacer in the Malice, but no.
I know you're kidding, but I'm not kidding. There actually is that still, and there's plenty of buddies that were there with me that can vouch for some crazy stories that I think I've told you. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. What epic day from top to bottom. I'll never forget that one. But anyway, what you're gonna be working the Google sheet. You're gonna be doing the live, the needs, the BPA. Are you just still set on watching it fall, hoping for Gray Zabel? Who's your second, third, fourth type of stack?
I mean, we kind of walked through it at the. Let me just grab my board here. I got too many boards open, but Gray Zabel is obviously my top number 1 guy. I'm looking for an edge. I'm really liking. Now you said I got all these tabs open, and now I got way too many tabs open here. So, got to get to my. I think you mentioned Jalen Walker. There's some talk about him kind of dropping down. I mentioned this on the pod. If Kenneth Grant is there, I know it's not a huge position need, but dude, I love that guy. Late round, I guess we'll stick with first rounders. But if I'm trying to even remember what my stack was that we talked about. Donovan. That dude from Boston College is probably one of the tops on my edge list.
Easy to say, not easy to spell. Eziraku, Ezeirauaku. Just very odd.
LLOMNOPZZZ.
Unbelievable. I do like what I've seen from him, though. I mean, lots of good things on tape, and very, very safe, very just does a lot of good things, you know, like a lot of things about him. Kind of one of my safer players, him and Zabel. If all else fails, take one of those two, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I think that safe is probably a good word to use with him, because I wouldn't say that he's, you know, flashy, but he's just solid, right? Like, there's no risk there. It's like if you grabbed him, you know he's just going to be productive from day one. I wanted to bring up a name, and this guy there's a lot of polarization with this dude, and I don't know if he's going to be a first rounder. I know he would have been a first rounder if he hadn't been hurt, but Siobhan Ravel, like out of East Carolina, lots of people are super high on this guy. Like, I wouldn't mind grabbing him at 60, but some people are putting this dude up in the first round coming off his ACL injury.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this guy? Have you done much highlights watching?
Oh, you mean to have I watched in-depth amounts of tape? YouTube highlights on this guy? I mean, I didn't pull him up till late, and what I saw is kind of like an aggressive, you know, swaggy, just tough type corner. But here's my rule basically this year, and we kind of just went over it. Because we've double dipped and added a corner in free agency, it's like, unless it's Jahdae Barron or Will Johnson or some other great value that's too good to pass on, it's like, it's one of those where I'd be much more apt to pass because there's probably 5 other guys that are similar at other spots than that kid, you know, Ravel that you mentioned. But it's like, you know, I could see them adding, but it would be like later and in the second, third. I wouldn't be getting like a second, third tier. And I was even hearing the guys the other day, they were like, oh, it's not really a very good corner class. Like, they were expecting maybe only 1 or 2 to go in the top 20-ish. So that is more ammunition that we may have to look at that decision down the gun barrel of Will Johnson or Jahdae Barron. Are they just too good to pass on? And
dude,
you heard my take.
If Jahdae Barron falls down to 28, that dude's a top 8 talent. I mean,
but Choppy, he's a slot. We already have slot. We have a Meek. We have BB. That's what people say. But
dude, he's so good. He's so good. Versatile for days. Like, great instincts, anticipation. Like, you know, I don't know, man. I love that player.
It's kind of crazy. Like, we continue to throw darts at corner with draft picks and free agents the last 2 to 3 years, and it feels like we still don't have it right. We're 1 or 2 injuries away from being down at the old shoe shine or the ball return asking if these guys ever played football before. Can they come on the team? I mean, it would be nice if like Ennis the Menace comes together and TA takes a big leap and DJ Reed's who we think he is. It'd be like, good, we're finally good at corner for the next few years. That'd be nice.
I mean, DJ Reed was my number 1 ask in free agency when it came to corner, and we got him. So I'm very excited about the prospect of running him up with TA on the other side. And, you know, again, I think a lot of people are just kind of like sleeping on Rakestraw. Like, he's not a bum, man. I expect him to be a good corner too. So we got players, but there's sometimes, like you said, there's just that talent there you cannot pass up. And officially, the Tennessee Titans pick is in, so we can wait for another 4 minutes, and then they'll announce it.
Chops, we don't care about any. We didn't even do like a mock draft contest, so at times we'll throw out like who we think, but this isn't a me versus you. I want more choppy like hot takes on players you like, Lions guys. I mean, you didn't even get on the pod to some jabron from San Jose Community College that you have targeted, and then I see him in mocks, and if they take him, I'll have to hear about it for the next 10 years from you. So that's the kind of content I want. I could care less who the Tennessee Titans take. They freaking suck anyway. They're like Ohio State, you know?
Well, I mean, listen. There's a lot of hot takes. We got a lot of picks. So, you know, again, guys I like. You want me to go on about Nick Nash and how it was in San Jose State last week, talking to people after his pro day. You really want to get into that? Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to get into it. I'm assuming you want to get into it because then if it happens, you'll tout it for the next decade. So I'm giving you the chance to throw out a couple things. Here's the other thing. We won't get to that because he's going to be like in the 6th, 7th, undrafted or whatever. But what about you always being bullish on the Lions, either trading or doing something big, and they just continue to like go somewhat ho-hum? Like, what do you think we'll get anything big? Because I'm ready for it. I'm ready for like a big jump up or a trade this evening or a drop back that's huge and gets us a bunch of picks. You know what I mean?
You want to bundle up 2 6 and a 7th for 3/5?
Let's do the commish here, I guess.
All right. Shocker! Not even the best quarterback in the draft. Oh, sorry.
All right. I'm so loyal to NFL Network that I was about to go unmute with ESPN, but I just can't do it. So I had to kind of switcheroo it and go up with my volume on the old NFL Network. Mad respect to Daniel Jeremiah, his dad, the pastor, and I just like their coverage a lot better. So.
Yep, I hear you. So let's, again, I know we want to keep this, we're going to talk so much Lions all night, but what are your thoughts on this pick here with, like, Cam Ward? I mean, I know you're a huge Sanders guy. Like, is Cam Ward really deserving of being the number 1 pick in the NFL draft?
I mean, I don't think so whatsoever. I mean, every time, like, because I would see him in my college fantasy league, and you'd see him put up numbers, and, he won a good amount of games, but then Miami fell apart at the end, so he's not like this end-all, be-all winner or leader. And to me, it's just like, we need a quarterback. We continue to get quarterback wrong. We'll just take another swing and hope it works. He doesn't feel like a Tennessee guy, even though, like, who would want to be a Tennessee Titan-type player at this point? They're just a freaking abomination. So I don't think he's a fit for the city, for the team. He's just like another hope that, wow, we think this guy's going to be incredible. It's like, okay, good luck with that.
I want to quote something here for you, and you tell me if this is what you want to hear. PFF say about the guy you just took with the number 1, the most valuable pick in the NFL draft. His mentality could make him an all-pro one day if his fundamentals don't drop him out of the league completely. Like,
yeah.
What? That's what I'm spending here we go. First trade of the day, Jacksonville.
Oh! Oh my God.
Jacksonville grabbing. Oh man, they're putting me into the test right away here with the old Google sheet. I gotta start pivoting. I gotta start copy and paste in here. Like, oh man,
I feel bad.
Jacksonville moves up. Cleveland moves to 5.
I think that I'm guessing this is for Ashton Genty, but like, it does not make sense to me that these teams are just so in love. It's just like, you got this goon of a coach down there now who's like, Duval. It's just like, he doesn't know where he's playing. He's telling people, you got to move up. I have to have this guy. I have to have that guy. Or I guess, sorry, I'm mistaken. Like, I guess they want Travis Hunter then. Maybe I guess that's it. They kept saying how much they wanted an RB, but like, you don't move up to 2 and not take Travis Hunter. So I would assume that has to be who it is, but and I love that. Here's why I love that, because you say this, that, and the other. Like, I think he's a great wide receiver from day one. He can just play corner naturally, so you just coach him up at wideout. You go let him play corner however you want, full time or half time or whatever, and you're getting 2 bodies on both sides of the ball. Dynamic talent, smart kid, very good character. Like, I think that's great. We've never seen an NFL player that can legitimately play both sides. Chuck Woodson didn't do it. Deion didn't do it. Nobody else has done it.
Tells me,
and I feel like this kid can do it.
He isn't going to do it. Look, you want a bold, choppy take? There's no way in hell this guy is going to be able to play both sides of the ball on any kind of consistent basis. Yeah, maybe some gimmickry, but it's the NFL. It's not college, dude. You're telling me if Deion couldn't do it, you're telling me if, Braylon Edwards couldn't do it. Like, all these dudes couldn't do it. There's no way he's going to be able to do it consistently. Yeah, are you going to be able to, well, it's a 2-minute drill, so let's throw him on there. They're all jacked. Of course they're going to take him. They have secondary needs. They have wide receiver needs.
He already did it, and he's like a corner. If you're that good, you don't get thrown at a lot. And wide receiver, he already showed he could do that. So he'll go and be like your 2 or your 3 day one, and you're hoping that he can be a stud WR1 or just a playmaker. I mean, why would he not be able to do it all of a sudden? He's in great shape. He's smart as could be. Deion already said he's better than Deion.
Not boys. He's playing against men, taking way harder hits. It's a different mentality. There's a reason why people don't make it in the NFL, that they could be, again, there's a reason why Cam Ward is going to be out of the league in 3 years, even though he tore up college football. It's a different game. So
most guys will be out if you're just saying injury. I mean, we always do that. We'll be good if we stay healthy. Travis Hunter will be a Hall of Famer if he stays healthy.
That's again. I just can't see him playing both sides of the ball. I can't see them wanting to risk him on one side of the ball versus the other. But that's fine. We'll see.
We will see. I think he's a no doubt, probably one of the best prospects in the last 10 drafts.
Mark this time here on the Detroit Koolaid Draft Cast 2025. Okrie is in love with Travis Hunter, and Choppy Chop says there's no way he's going to consistently play both sides of the ball. So let's go.
All right, mark it down. Take your notes.
Go
back and listen, or mark it, or whatever you do. Give me a cue too, Choppy, if you can. When he's if you see him coming to the podium, I'm looking at a few things and doing some stuff, but. If you give me the cue when he's heading up, I'll get the audio for us. I got the Travis Hunter ready. I just don't know why I don't know. I was going to say why you move up, but based on what I just said and how much I love this guy, I do think he's the ultimate unicorn in football. So I'd be trying to get up a couple spots too and get him, especially to this team who, like you just said, needs a corner, needs a wide receiver. It's just makes so much sense.
When I'm checking off Jacksonville needs, do I list him as a wide receiver or a corner?
Both for me. Let's see what they say.
While we are here tonight to celebrate the 32 young men entering the NFL, I'm honored to take a moment to recognize a player who's made a profound impact on and off the field. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognizes one player each year who best represents greatness and compassion both on and off the field and in the community. Tonight, we are proudly joined by the 2024 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, Eric Armstead. First off,
That's how you do it, big fella.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for this day.
After Zoomies at the dog park, it's time for Drive Up at Target. In goes a big bag of kibble and one squeaky chicken toy for the good boy. Drive Up that's ready when you are, only in the Target app. Just tap Target.
This episode is brought to you by Polestar. There's only one true way to experience the all-electric luxury SUV Polestar 3, and that's to take a test drive. It can go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds with the dynamic handling of a sports car. But to truly understand how it commands the road, you need to be behind the wheel. Up to 350 miles of range? The 3D surround sound system by Bowers & Wilkins? It's all something you have to experience to believe. So book your test drive for Polestar 3 today at Polestar.com.
Have you ever spotted McDonald's hot, crispy fries right as they're being scooped into the carton? And time just stands still. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hey, business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 110,000 bonus miles for a limited time through July 16th. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends 7/16/25.
Respect.
We have a trade. The Cleveland Browns have traded the second pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And with the second pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter, wide receiver, defensive back from Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
What is that suit he's wearing?
Crispy clean. Oh, look at him. Swaglicious. Get it. Get it. Even Pop's got moves. Oh, man. Here's my one caveat, Chops, and this isn't me backing off my take. This is... I have no faith in anything Jacksonville does. Their coach is a complete buffoon. Did you see that guy from, he came from Tampa Bay or whatever. He's a complete nerd, and everyone's like, oh, he's this, he's that. He seems like one of those guys had a couple good offenses for a couple years, and now everyone's thinking he's going to do this and do that. But... I think they'll give him every chance in the world to just go do everything and see what happens, but I don't have the most faith that it's the best run organization from top to bottom. Even though Tony Khan is the owner of AEW Wrestling and his dad is make billions and billions of dollars daily. Other than that, they really don't seem to know football, and this coach is a dweeb, so there you go.
That is a good point because, a lot of these guys, I feel bad because you do see some guys who really have good talent, good potential, and they just go to a dumpster fire and have terrible coaching and terrible setup and, just bad mentoring all around, no leadership around them, and it really can tank their career. So I'm huge on that too. So... Yep.
That's the funny part when we look back at the picks that we make for the Lions. It's sort of like, I think I said it on the pod. Would they be good if they would have come here back in 2018, or would they just been a good player because they went to Baltimore? That's definitely something to think about. So pretty funny.
Yep, system, leadership, coaching, management, ownership, top to bottom, man, it makes a difference. And guess what? Our Lions have it all.
Yeah, they do, for sure. So,
Is this where I shout out Sheila, the Hamp?
You gotta get it in there multiple times at some point. That's your girl, the Hamp.
It is, the Hamp.
None of us even knew who she was.
Has that gone viral yet?
I don't know. I don't know it's trending on Twitter, but I do think that Sheila the Hamp is very popular because, imagine that, she's put a winning product on the field, just like how no one was at LCA for the Pistons for the last however many years, and now they're winning, and it's rocking, and it's the place to be, and they're down double digits at half here in Game 3, which is odd when you're at home. But Detroit, man, I've said it before, we're the best sports city in the country, in the United States, in the world, but we're also very bandwagony. It's like, if you suck, we're not coming. When you're good, everyone wants to be there, straight up. So
yeah, I would still say that the Red Wings following because of those 25 straight years in the playoffs. Like even these last 8 years of not making the playoffs, like they're still selling out big games. Like there's never under 10,000 people in that stadium. Not that that's anything to bat an eye at, but it's not like the arena is empty. But again, they have made it exciting the last 3 years coming into March, and then that month just kicks them right in the junk. But there you go. There's Duval Nation all happy about ya boy, Travis Hunter.
Love him. What a freaking unicorn this guy is.
All right. We're up to the third pick, Giants, and the pick is in. Do we want to give a quick, what do you think here, Okrie?
The Giants are morons as well, so they could go any way they want. But to me, it's if you pass on Abdul Carter, you're foolish. Abdul Carter to me is not like an end-all everything. He's a best edge rusher. You need an edge rusher. He's got a lot of good things going for him. He has a few question marks, whether it comes to injury or a few other things I've heard about him. So it's not a slam dunk, but they would be smart to get a player like that and then try to come back and get Dart or Shedeur. Here's my quick side tangent take on Jackson Dart. I took him in my college fantasy. I knew he was good. I got him at a tremendous value, so it worked out tremendous because he put up kooky numbers, but he's like these swaggy quarterbacks you see where he runs a lot of this lazy option, guys running wide open. Like, he's kind of fun to watch, but I don't see him being that great in the pros. He's going to be like a better version of, what I thought Zach Wilson was going to be, or something. Like Zach Wilson, when I watched him at BYU, was off the chart. He made every great throw. Nobody could do anything to him. He was just incredible. So I like Jackson Dart. He helped me a lot in college fantasy football, but I'm not trading up into like the top 10 for that type of guy. If he falls to me later, great. But I hear that this dude, Dayball, loves Jackson Dart. I mean, to me, the reason I'm behind Shedeur Sanders is he's a very accurate, smart. Let's see what they do.
The New York Giants select Abdul Carter. Defensive end.
Smartest decision they've ever made right there.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do that, and then you can get creative after that, but you can't get kooky there at 3. And I always knew they were never going to take Shedeur at 3, or, you just have to take Carter and see what else you want to do later. So, decent move by them.
That's, like I said, that's just a smart pick. He's a stud. I didn't really think they were going to get kooky at 3, especially with the those top 2 guys coming off the board. That's kind of how I expected it to fall. But
right.
Their quarterback situation is a total dumpster fire right now with Russell Wilson and Jameson Winston. But
let me ask you this: why do teams not have good quarterback situation, then go get 2 ho-hum veterans, and then all you hear about in draft day is also how they're going to trade up for a young cat, or they're going to do this and do that? It's like, if I was them and I would have just done Jameis and Russ, after you do that, you're sort of just saying, give me a couple years while I build my team back up, and then I'll go get my guy. You don't, go get your guy and have vets that think they're still decent. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, the thing is, they also probably realize that there's no way they're competing in that division with Philly and Washington. So do it right? Build through the trenches, build the cornerstones, and then when the time is right, snag your quarterback. But
I'm telling you, that's not what they're doing. That's what they should do. What they're doing is they're doing that with that pick, but all of the rumor innuendo is that they got famous Jameis and Russ, and they're also going to trade up and get one of the 2 guys we talked about, or they're going to do this and do that. It's then why go waste, $35 million on 2 bumsky quarterbacks? There's 2 ways to do a quarterback. You just run them out there like we did with Statty Patty and let him just figure it out and get beat up, or you do the Logan Lamorandier strategy, who I shouted out today, and he told me he doesn't have any draft takes and doesn't know what's going on, and is out of the loop and blah blah blah. I was like, come on, man, that's not acceptable. We're all busy, but so I gave him the Google sheet, try to help the brother out a little bit. But Logan Lamorandier's take is always build up your team when they're ready. Then you get your rookie, and you got 4 to 5 years of cheap contract to try to win. And that's so much smarter than, hey, our team sucks. Let's spend extra draft capital, get a quarterback, and then have him suck for his whole rookie deal and see where we end up. Like, that just not the way I'd do it. But
no, that's a tough spot to beat. But I mean, again, those two guys are just band-aids at this point. So I mean, they made the safe pick here. I'm not going to judge them on what they may or may not do here, and 10 other picks to make this trade up. I mean, if they do it, then I'll criticize them. But that's the right pick at 3 in my opinion. So, and I wouldn't have been all that upset if they would have actually taken a tackle to protect those quarterbacks, or Mason Graham. Like, I think Will Campbell, Mason Graham, Abdul Carter, all 3 of those would have been a just fine pick. But Abdul Carter to me is the highest rated guy of the 3.
Yeah. So pick 4, New England. This has always been like, oh man, Will Campbell. They love Will Campbell. Oh wait, no, they don't like Will Campbell. You already heard my take. Why are you wearing lime green suits? He seems decent, but I've heard a lot of bad stuff. He gets beat a lot. He's not that good. Mensch from the McShay Show, which I just started watching recently. He is not a Will Campbell fan. Doesn't like anything about his tape, basically, except that he might be the best of the guys that are there. It's kind of was one of his semi-takes. I'm not saying verbatim, but I think they're just going to do it out of necessity. It's sort of like, we have a garbage old line. We spent $1 billion buckos in free agency on a bunch of guys that probably won't be good, but you need to protect your number 3 overall quarterback, and if they like him, great. If they don't, I don't even know who else would go in this spot. So, like, to me, it was by default. I gave him Will Campbell. I'm 3 for 3, by the way, on my picks. So.
Nice. Well, you got
not that that's anything to brag about. But what's that?
Is the new coach? Yeah, of course. You'll find enough stuff to brag about. So, but is that new coach really going to like the swag, the nonsensical boola about a player? I mean, that's a factor too. So if you got character concerns about Will Campbell, or not that he gets in trouble, but that he's got a big personality, they may just go a different route. They have so many needs, Okrie. I mean, tackle, corner, edge, receiver, running back. Like, I mean, everything's a need basically.
What's funny about that is, like, so I can't say my memory's perfect on this, but I do think you were a Mike Vrabel guy. Maybe before, but especially when he started winning in the Titans, you thought that would have been a great coach for the Lions. So some of my other buddies did as well. I wasn't pounding the table for Mike Vrabel, but he had a couple good years. Then he fell off the table because the Titans are horrible and he couldn't do what everyone build him up to be. He thinks he's Dan Campbell. He's like the great value or the Meyer, the Walmart version of Dan freaking Campbell. So what's weird is, like you say, does the coach like him? I heard like media outlets saying, oh, he's perfect for that coach. He's like his kind of guy. I'm thinking, like, last time I checked, isn't Mike Vrabel supposed to be a tough badass who, like, is all about defense? Does he want a left tackle that thinks he's swaggy and is worried about what he's wearing and what's in his closet, and just kind of seems like a guy that's not solid on tape, but you're just going to take him anyway? Like, I don't know. So I don't know who Mike Vrabel is. Sometimes he's great and a tough guy, and other times he can't coach, is scared of everyone, and gets fired, and then everyone... I don't know. I'm confused, so...
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, they just have so many needs, so it's like, how do you go wrong? I who strikes me as a Mike Vrabel kind of guy? Mason Graham. That's who strikes me as a Vrabel kind of guy. Like, defense, stud, beast, 6'3", 320, body-moving machine. That's the kind of guy when I think of Mike Vrabel. So,
yeah.
But, yeah, I liked him. He was definitely on my short list for the Lions. But I also feel like, he was coaching the Titans, right? Like, it matters where you go to coach, too. So if you're not in lockstep with your ownership, with your assets, I'm not going to blame everybody else for them failing, but they had a couple of seasons that they did well, but, we'll see how it goes. I think right now, New England, they've been really, really bad since Brady left, so 4 or 5 years, missed the playoffs, something like that. Like, there's nowhere to go but up for them.
Yeah. We'll see. It's kind of funny to me how a team could be that structured and that good and then fall off the table the way they have. And then they always just go back to their retreads. Like, oh, let's get Vrabel back. Let's get McDaniels again. Let's come up with a new idea, bro. Like, actually have a new age plan rather than the same guys that you're comfortable with that you think are great, that were great 10 years ago.
Here comes the commish. The answer to that whole reign was Tom Brady, by the way. They did it.
Nice suit, Willie boy. Looking good. Bomb.
Tell us how you really feel.
So wait, I have a hot take actually on Mason Graham, because you've just been doing your love fest on every Michigan player. And look, I like this guy. Surprisingly, he's from the University of Michigan. Like, Mason Graham was tremendous at Michigan. He's a big body people mover, as you said. But if you talk to Okrie, if I'm getting interior defensive tackles, unless I got other big body pluggers like DJ Reed and Honey Bun and Twinkle Toes and Levi and Pascal, like, I'm looking for guys that get after the quarterback a little bit more than Mason Graham does. Like, I don't know that he's going to be a big sack player or a game wrecker at the NFL level. So I love the kid. I love the way he moves, but I don't know that he's going to wreck games. He's going to be more of a hold the line of scrimmage and kind of do some, always going to be in the right place, but he's not the top 5 guy that I've heard him as. For me, he's more of like a 10, 12-ish, maybe 15 type of talent, but I would assume he's going here shortly. But that's my quick Mason Graham take. And I love the kid, love the player, but I'm just saying, I don't know that he's
not going to flash you with a bunch of sacks, right? Like, he's going to stuff the run, he's going to move bodies, he's going to pressure that quarterback, on that center, but yeah, he's not going to be racking up a whole bunch of, stats from the interior. But I like you put him up the middle with some studs on the edge, and yeah, they're going to eat because you got to double up on them at times.
I'm looking after I said that again, I do my little half projection here, just more based on what I think the teams will do. So I do have Mason Graham going number... I have him going 6 to the Raiders. Genty, but with that trade, I'm trying to think here. Cleveland, the pick is in at 5. So, what would they be up to after that little trade down?
Another trade back. Oh. Running back, they got Jerome Ford, and then what? Pierce Strong, a couple other dudes from the bowling alley, like John Kelly Jr. I would not be surprised to see them take the first running back here.
I haven't heard them connected with Genty at all, though. And then you've got, Nick Chubb coming back from his 18th double knee injury or whatever he's had. Like, he's got to be done at some point. But I've only heard, like, Genty connected with, the Raiders, the Bears, things like that. So, I don't know.
You got Cleveland's big need. You got edge, of course, quarterback, but, corner, receiver, running back, pretty much everything. Shocker, everything but linebacker. But I think they could use some linebackers, too. We got my boy...
For the Lions, I'm glad that Will Campbell went. I'm glad the other picks have went as they did. I had a little bit in me that was like, would we do something kooky and like get up in the top 10-ish for one of these top type guys, but I'm pretty sure we'll just sit and either jump up a few or stick and pick is probably my guess if I had to make a guess. So.
I'm big on the trade back this year, man. If you like a guy at 28, you're probably going to have him there at 35, 40. So with the talent in that range, so I don't know, man. Cleveland's pick is in. We'll see what they do here. The Oak mock is a little off because of the trade there. Again, Cleveland trading back to 5, but Jacksonville moves up to 2 to take your boy Travis Hunter. Let's just hope it's an offensive player, Okrie. Let's get more offensive players off the sector.
Yeah. I know we've already hit on it, but to me, the two guys that are enigmas still to me are the two Georgia Cats. Like, are they going to go in the top 10, or are they going to fall into the mid-teens, or are they going to be there in the 20s? Like, I'm leaning towards they're going to go just after, kind of like in that 11 to 18 range, but if they don't, I don't know, what's Daniel Jeremiah saying right here?
Bumsky gets on the screen in front of the commish. Nice work.
With the 5th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Mason Graham.
Oh, BPA.
There you go. Go blue.
See, it was never like, that was never anything I heard about, or so it's just like, it's actually a tactical move if you love him. I mean, he's very safe, very, just a plug-and-play type player. I don't know their D-line up and down of, what they had or don't have, but you just plug him right in. He's not going to screw up like your other guys. You've been giving out 18 million picks and money for your quarterback and stuff like that, so safe, productive.
Well, what I just say, you put him with a disruptor on the edge, and he's going to make an impact, right? So, hello. You got one of the biggest disruptors in the league on that edge in Myles Garrett. You pair those two up, it's going to be a problem. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But it's Cleveland, by the way. It's Cleveland.
Hey man, shout out to our Wolverine going top 5. Go blue.
Love it. Go blue, baby. Keep that trend rolling. Most draft picks of any college over the last 5 years, maybe 10 years, just rolling in those top picks. You gotta love it. Hail to the victors. I feel bad he's got to go to Ohio, though. Poop town. All right. Vegas is on the clock, Okrie, and I think you had Mason Graham going to Vegas, so you're not going to be right on this one, but who is your next up on the board?
My boy, Mambu. I got Genty up there. I got Jalen Walker up there. My boy Malachi Starks. Can't wait for Benedict Johnson to take Tyler Warren and his freaking long hair and he's going to do this and going to do that, and then he's just a ho-hum tight end that does some nice things. He's actually like a safe football player too, but people are like acting like he's an end-all game changer. I'm like, we've already been down that road of tight ends. How's that work out for you?
You know who I can promise you isn't going to take a tight end? The Las Vegas Raiders, after going Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer. So I'm looking here, which is hilarious because they actually have tight end listed as a need for Vegas. So I don't get that. But
dude, the freaking Raiders are gonna go, like, they have Tom Brady in the mix now. So all you've heard about is Ashton Genty, this, that, and the other. I'm here to tell you, I'm looking at my picks, and to me, Genty, if it's another team, even though they've been connected to only him, we need the running back with Pete Carroll. Like, it's a great fit for the coach. Like, he's always had a running back. He's always had a tough running back. He's always had a guy give the ball to. Like, that's Ashton Genty. but their O-line has always been trash. So get yourself a big old nasty right tackle like Membu and protect your quarterback, your boy Geno Smith, and go from there.
To me, that's the safest pick. If they want to go smart, and again, if Tom Brady's in the mix, they're going to be smart. I think Membu's the pick here. If they want to go flashy, I think, again, I don't hate their running backs. I know people do not like Zamir White, but I still have not given up on him. They brought in Mo Start. How old is that guy, by the way? He's like 40 something. So maybe running back, but the pick is in, looking here too. Like, they could use some wide receiver help as well, by the way, with Jacoby Myers being their top guy there. But it's the Raiders, so, they could do something really stupid. It wouldn't surprise me either.
This is one of those, I would do Membu. They will probably do Genty based on all the media reports, all the, love they have for him. I could see it. See what they do.
They're not going Tyler Warren.
The Las Vegas Raiders select Ashton Genty.
Yes.
There we go.
Told you. Good. Suck it, Benedict Johnson, and your love for Ashton. You're going to get a running back. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to do nothing. How about that?
Hey, Okrie. That pick really helps the Lions. So I'm happy about that. Let's just get as many offensive players off the board as we need. Whoop-de-doo. Let's go and just leave some defensive studs for us to sit back and pick at 28.
Hey,
Love
Vegas, you got a running back in the top, 6. Whoop-de-doo, Bizzle. There you go. Did I do it justice, Shoppy?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'll give it that.
What's so funny is the way the NFL is just, they just copycat, Oh, this team took a RB in the top 12. They're the line. When we'll do it and we'll be great. It's like, no. Oh, but Saquon Barkley, it's like he went to a ready-made team and balled out. He could get hurt next year, and how's it going to look when you're paying him $30 million? It's.
How's that O-line looking with Miller, Parham, JPJ, who I like, Kappa, and Glaze?
Exactly.
He's going to be getting hit in the backfield right behind Geno Smith every chance he gets.
Your boy.
I do like Geno, and by the way, he has balled out in fantasy for me for quite a while, so I'm not like that. And then I think I was able to trade him off and rake someone across the coals in our good old RSO RFL league. Get 2 firsts for him or something. All right, Jets, our boy Aaron, great on the clock. What do you think Aaron Glenn's going to do here, Okrie?
Something great. I mean, he already told freaking.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
Everyone who works at Starbucks, full or part-time, gets stock in our company, simply for being part of our company. That's why we call our employees partners, because when Starbucks succeeds, our people do too. And that success turns into down payments, family vacations, and so much more. At Starbucks, benefits like company stock are just the start. Learn more about how we support partners at starbucks.com/partners.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to help you make the most of your summer with Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer worth playing for. Play for it with the guys when you're competing to see who can sink more birdies in the golf course, because winning tastes even better with Ultra on the line. Play for Ultra. Fill your fridge with Michelob Ultra this summer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Jif peanut butter. It's that jiffing good, it doesn't really need advertising. So instead, enjoy the calming sounds of the ocean. Jif. Ooh, it's that jiffing good. Get your Jif at jif.com.
Aaron Weirdo where to go, and Crying Rogers says, hey, you want to play for us? Oh, you're not sure? Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, it's family show.
Oh, family show.
Membu to the Jets. Give it to me. Big nasty tackle. No nonsense. Got to fix the lines before you go get cute. It's another spot where they're like, oh, they love Tyler Warren. Like, AG ain't taking Tyler Warren, bro. I'd be shocked.
I don't know, man. He might like that Laporta move there to oversee. Right now
At
they're
7? Did we take Sammy Biscuits at 7?
No, but I'm just saying it happens. But
don't use my catchphrase.
I can't see Aaron Gray doing that. You need somebody to protect just run fields, right?
Gosh, just because I do a whoopsie-doo boozle, you think you're going to use just saying on me? On me? You're going to go just saying to me? About AG, the guy that you deemed Aaron Great after you called him ain't good?
Yeah, you know, he's got a few names there. I like it.
It's gonna be Membu, bro. Membu or Malachi Starks or somebody, or one of the Georgia kids, because Aaron Great don't mess around, bro. The fact that he just put Aaron Rodgers in his place is so great. I heard people being like, oh, that really wasn't very respectful. Why couldn't he just tell him over the phone? Because he looked that dweeb in his freaking eyes. We're like, man, this guy's a pompous, arrogant, no good weirdo. I don't want anything to do with this guy. And I love it that he came cross country, sat with me, and I still told him where to go. Like, absolutely love it. Aaron Rodgers, this is for you.
You pompous, stuck-up, snot-nosed, giant twerp, scumbag.
Idiot. Get out. That's like actual audio chops from Aaron Great telling him where to go and how to get there.
Yep, I like it. I like it. Well, look, the pick is in. To me, again, the smart move is Membu, but who knows, man? They might get a little kooky. They got a lot of needs there too. So, a lot of needs. Could you see AG? I mean, again, I know it's probably way too early, but could you see him being a Sanders guy?
Nope.
You think they really believe in just run fields?
Yeah, I don't. I didn't go back and pull up the tape, Choppy, because I don't have time and don't care enough to do so, but I'm pretty sure Aaron Great was always touting just run fields about how incredible he was before we smacked him in the mouth every time. So
of course,
he loves him.
He has to say that. He's a respectful human being, so he's going to respect his opponent. But behind closed doors, he might think that just run fields is a bump.
No, I think he absolutely loves him and thinks he got to steal. I'm looking at my Pistons down 3 right now. Let's go. Storming back. That's the crazy. I know you're not an NBA guy, and I do admit, NBA, NHL, the playoffs are incredible, but the NBA is so stupid because you can go like up 15, and next thing you know, you're down 6, and then you're tied, and then it's so crazy. Like, I've literally turned games off before, like, these guys freaking suck. I can't believe it is. And then I'll, like, hear later they came all the way back and won by 2 or something. I'm like, what?
Okrie just throwing the family show motto out the window, dropping the F-bombs, dropping the S-bombs, just...
I don't think I said one there.
All explicits aside, yeah, I agree. NBA, I'm not a huge pro basketball guy anyway, but yeah, it is nuts how you can, like, how many 10-0 runs, different 10-0 runs can happen in a single game. Like, oh, they're up 10, now they're down 10. Oh, they're up 7, now they're down 20. Like,
the only good side is when I saw them down doubles heading into half, you almost think it's over, but it's never over in the NBA because these guys don't play any defense and they just let people go on like 15-2 runs like it's candy. It's crazy.
Right. Shout out my boy Aaron Great here. Come on.
Aaron freaking Great. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, how you doing? What'd you say? Get out.
That's right. What? Who invited you here? No, we didn't want you to come. We just wanted you to answer the phone. Oh, sorry. You flew all the way here from, wherever? Peace out. They really do have to stretch this out as much as possible. Here we are, top of the hour, pick 7.
What's your call, Choppy?
Let's go. I think it's going to be Membu.
There it is. Too easy. That boy AG.
I like it. That's just a smart pick for him. He's a smart man.
So, you want another quick hot take from me?
Let's hear it.
So, I was a big fan of Tet McMillan in my college fantasy football league. He's swaggy, puts up a bunch of numbers, fun to watch. And heard early in the draft process that he was going to go top 8. He was the best this, that, and the other. Best thing since sliced bread. Then all of a sudden I heard he doesn't really love football. He doesn't watch tape. They're unsure about his work ethic. And he tumbled down boards, right? So I kind of wrote him off. I saw an interview on the red carpet. And the guy...
He had swaggy glasses on.
The guy had all types of drip, sweat, said everything right, sounded like he was dedicated, sounded like a fun personality. So... he's back up in the middle of the first round for me, Choppy. I must say, he's a fun player. So,
yeah, those interviews, man, they really lock it in.
I am serious,
right.
though. I did write him off, and now I think that he might be a decent football player based on what I saw. I don't know him personally, but I'm much more apt to take him than when I heard all the other stuff I heard.
All right. What did the hashtag Okrie mock have Carolina doing here at 9 or 8?
I mean, it's from a couple weeks ago, I must say. I did make a couple changes here and there, but Jalen Walker, the outside backer from Georgia.
Okay.
Just like an outside backer that can rush, and they need rush, so it's just it's more of a position need plus BPA type of deal. But I'm still looking at, obviously we use these defaults, so we don't have time to rank all these people, but I'm just looking at it, and he's lower than Michael on our defaults, but I think he's been projected to go 8 to 12, where Michael Williams is 13 to 20-ish, so I don't really know what's going on, but I still think Jalen Walker and then Michael would be how I'd stack those two players, but what do I know? What do I know other than every pick so far I basically had except the trade?
You had it. Hashtag what Okie said. Who's going to be... let's see here. Who's going to be the next edge that comes off the board? That's the question. Because, man, Carolina could really use an edge. Actually, Carolina could really use a lot of stuff. Let's just be honest. I forgot they did pick up. They picked up a couple of guys here. But safety, Malachi Starks might be a little high, but. Could they go wide receiver?
Choppy, tell me on the sheet that for Jacksonville you put first round pick, corner, and wide receiver down for them.
Just for you, buddy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I did that here in the draft room too. Like, what a great pick when you can scratch off 2 needs with 1 player. That's incredible.
What a great pick when you can put your failing cornerback with a wide receiver who only comes in certain specialty situations. Yep, right.
Exactly.
And then you got Trevor T-Law throwing you the ball, so that'll be good.
Dude, I'm seeing these shots. Like, the Palace is just off the chain right now. These people are acting like we're in the championship round. It's game 3 of a first round series. Crazy.
First Pistons home game in how long? With that.
You know what's crazy about that though? Like, this is a great question for you because you're Mr. Red Wings honk. Oh, Okrie, they're going to be good this year. Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, next year, never mind. Like, do you realize that, like, when they said how long it's been for the Pistons, I knew it, but I didn't know it, It's so damn long. Same with your freaking Red Wings. Like, oh, we had that great run and, we're trying to get back to glory. It's like, it's been 15 years. What the freak?
Won a playoff game. Yeah, 15 years since a win.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is crazy, man.
I'm just asking you, like, are you with me that, like, we know it, but you don't realize it's been that long? Because every year we think next year's the year, or, oh, they just had a little bit of a downturn. We hope we'll get it together. Like, a decade and a half. The Pistons haven't been in the playoffs since, like, 2009.
No, it wasn't 2009. They made the playoffs with Blake.
I mean, that was like...
And they got swept out.
Okay, so it was like 2009 and then, 14 or 13, whatever that was. That's it.
Yeah, I think it was...
Still crazy.
Still nuts. I thought it was 8 years ago. I thought it was 17, but yeah, it was nuts.
These aren't like, oh, since our last championship or since we made a deep run. These are like getting in at all.
Getting in, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's sad, man. Well, again, you knew the league was going to be stacked against the Red Wings after 25 straight years and basically screwing them on the lottery with the boola ping pong balls. But like you said, man, the Red Wings have been on the cusp for 3 years now. 3 years they're in a playoff spot, heading into March. And can't hold on.
Do you have a take here on this pick? Sorry.
I don't know. I'm going to say Walter Nolan.
Oh!
Took the wide receiver.
My boy that I just talked up. Choppy hated him. I told you. Swaggy.
You hated. Oh my God, you hated him until about 5 seconds ago. It's hilarious.
I mean, that was a big time interview he did.
I did talk about him on my Koolaid packet too, about being a big nasty freak. So.
Choppy, I got major issues with your Kool-Aid packet you did with just the, hey, this guy's big, he's a receiver, we should get him. Like, what's the deal with that?
Listen, I was breaking down categories. You had just done something, I think, on edge players, and I was going on big wide receivers because if we're going to take a wide receiver, that's what I'm looking for. So I just gave the people some big wide receivers. Again, it wasn't like these are the guys in the first round I'm considering. There was some late bloomers in there, some nice later round picks the Lions could be looking at, and they were guys that I'm high on.
I just think Brad Holmes would hate you because it was like, if they're big, you just put them on your list, when if they're big but good, they should be on the
There were
list.
several big wide receivers that were not on there, so...
I don't know that size is a requirement, though, for good wide receivers that we need. But I know what you're saying. We already got X, Y, and Z, so you want, C, because we don't have it, but I don't know. I'm surprised he went that high, to be honest. I'm glad, like we said, another win for us with a guy going there in the top 8, but that's a little surprising for me. We'll take it, though. See, here's another question I have for you. Like, am I missing something where the NFL, I know it's a passing league, I know it's offense or whatever, but the Carolina Panthers just drafted in 3 years, like, the quarterback, then they took at least 1 or 2 wide receivers, now they're taking another one. Like, I know you have to surround a quarterback with some talent, but it's just a kooky approach for a bad football team to be like, yeah, we could take these big nasties or some edge rushers, but let's go get another wide out, and we'll just, what are they going to outscore people? They're the Carolina Panthers. They're not going to put up 40 like we do.
I think they like the added. They added Clowney and DJ Wynnum for that linebacker edge position to get to the quarterback. They probably like their interior, Derek Brown, a couple of guys there, but. Yeah, I mean, they drafted Leggett and Coker within the last, little bit. So, I guess Adam Thielen, again, dude, is the guy's, legs falling off yet? How old is Adam Thielen? So, They know that he's going to be on the way out, and they felt like if this kid was there and they liked him, again, big, nasty wide receiver. You like him on the interview, you probably like his purple jersey there with the chain and the...
I was going to say, are you paying close attention to this interview he's doing? I mean, it's a crucial part of the process.
Yeah, I'm all over it, hanging on every word.
What I find funny is the Kansas Cities who win, but every year they just take the fastest wide receiver. It doesn't make sense to me. How do you sustain a football team just by, let's just get another speed wide out. Let's get another big wide out. I mean, you think him and Leggett are going to win you football games when you have no trenches, you got a couple fringe people on defense? I don't think so.
Well, don't they always have to worry about somebody getting arrested on their team, some offensive player getting arrested, so they got to restock every time they're picking with pick 31, 32, or 30?
I guess. I don't know.
All right, Saints are on the clock. Saints are another one, man. No one knows what's going on with Derek Carr. Your only other guy, Spencer Rattler. Do they make the move for some swaggo? Some Shedeur Sanders? What do you think, man?
So, I want to get this on wax. I want to get this on tape. You tout me as a Shedeur fanboy. I love Shedeur for his accuracy. I think he has leadership qualities. I think he, in the right situation, can be a good game manager, winner type of player at the quarterback position. I'm a little worried on the way he is. Will that jive in an NFL locker room? How will he do without his dad? There are some definite fringe question marks, but it's not about the kid or the player. I think he's a very safe, good quarterback that I'd be willing to take if I had Bumsky back there, but I don't know. I'm not even sure he'll go in round 1. Maybe Pittsburgh at this point, but if he gets down there and they pass, he's a round 2 type player, I would think, based on what I've heard. So there's my thoughts. I do like him, though.
All right, they're on the mic.
NFL draft. The New Orleans Saints select Kelvin.
That's another good one for us, Choppy. This was a guy that was going to go high. He was going to go here. He was going to go there. And now going at 9, even though I heard the Lions maybe had some interest, we don't necessarily... Oh, wait. Here's something I want to tell you that you don't know. I talked to Jeff Risden of Lions Wire the other day. His pick for the Lions is Josh Simmons tackle Ohio State. I said, but he doesn't have any flex, does he? And he can't play at center. He's a good talent, but it's not a guy I spent much time on or thought would be even a target. And he says he loves his talent. He thinks he could just play left guard for a bit and move on over. And he loved him. So I know Risden knows ball. So I kind of said, well, appreciate that. It wasn't a name that I even had on the old short list. And he was in love with him. So there you go. Breaking news.
Breaking news. I don't know if I love that either. So.
Well, Risden loved it, and he seemed very confident that it would be a nice pick for the Lions. So put that in your pipe and smoke it and see what happens. But having Kelvin Banks off the board is one less tap.
Does he fit the Brad Holmes coming off an injury? Big nasty, smart dude. I don't know if I like him at 28. I don't know.
I think PFF absolutely loves him too, but I don't know. I can't even have a take because I really didn't watch any of them. Like, all I heard was Josh Simmons is a good talent, but he's never healthy, and he's, this, that, and the other. But he's talented. He's good.
He's got talent.
It's like, all right, well. My whole thing, too,
all right,
is...
your boy, Benedict Johnson, on the clock. What are you thinking, Okrie? What's he going to do? What's he gonna do?
It's a slam dunk that he's taking Tyler Warren from Penn State, and I'm so happy because he's a great, he's a Dan Campbell type guy too, where it's like, this guy just loves football, and we're gonna do this and that with him, and it's like, that's fine because the Bears could take a lot of other players, in my opinion, that would help them, but Benedict is going to say, watch what I do with this guy. And he's going to make a few plays here or there and be fun, but he ain't going to be some top 5 tight end in the next couple of years. I'm here to tell you. He'll be better than Cole Kmet and be, I don't know. I'm actually downplaying him because if he goes to the Bears, I don't want him to do good, but he's not a 1,000-yard, 10-touchdown tight end to me. He's a 600 yards and 5 scores and a few gadget plays type of guy. Like when Hawkinson wasn't that good, and we're like, why'd we get this guy in the top 7? Oh, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. And then every year it was like 500 yards, couple injuries, handful of touchdowns,
Yeah,
I have another take when you're done. Go ahead.
I don't know. I guess maybe I'm a little bit higher on Cole Kmet still, but I mean, again, they got Durham Smythe there too. I think they just have so many other needs, but I'm leaning more towards defense, to be honest, here with Benedict. But I'm just trying to roll through my best available. Anyway, give me your take here while I kind of narrow my list down.
Okay. This is my take, is that Daniel Jeremiah and some of these other experts, McShay and, Lance Zierlein from CBS, they love to put these tight ends in the top 10. Oh, Colston Loveland at 7 overall. Daniel Jeremiah always has a decent tight end in his top 10 because they're pretty safe and you can sell people that they're going to do this. Like my boy Kyle Pitts, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. He's athletic, he's incredible. And then after a few of those, you realize, oh, he's like a 600-yard tight end with a few touchdowns and some athleticism. So watch next year when there's some decent tight end and for some reason he's a top 10 ranked player. They continue to do it, and I think it's just because it's safe and it's easy. And yeah, I
feel like it's something they do because they want it to happen, right? Like it's more like projecting. I don't know.
But to me, we love Colston Love. He's from Michigan. He's a good football player. You tell me to rank these guys, he's not even in my top 15 at all. I just don't even see how that's a thing. And it's not saying you can't take a tight end high, but it's saying at what level? When you're stacking people on a board, you like Colston Loveland better than these nasty edge rushers, offensive tackles, skill players? Why?
Yeah, it's a really hard thing to do, to sit there and, again, because they're so different on both sides of the ball. Like, I don't know how these guys do it. It's pretty crazy.
You know, it's funny, too, to that take. Remember last year when Bowers went to the Raiders and we're like, you're dead, you're over. It's funny because I loved Brock Bowers. I thought he was like one of the better college players I had ever seen, but who he went to, who their quarterback was, what they were doing, I didn't think he was going to have a chance to be good. And then he sets the all-time record, like, for tight ends, which is crazy to me. That's a talent showed out, you know, type of thing, I guess, but...
Oh my gosh, how long has the commissioner been up here? He's given me more time to contemplate my pick.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
This episode is brought to you by PetSmart. Stop by for Yappy Hour with your pet at PetSmart. Save $5 on walk-in grooming services like nail trims, ear cleaning, brushing, and more. No appointment needed every weekday from 2 to 6 p.m. And while you're there, Yappy Hour includes exclusive in-store deals like 25% off pet toys. Visit services.petsmart.com/grooming to learn more. This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit TemptationsTreats.com to learn more.
Learning through play starts with Lego Duplo. With Lego Duplo, toddlers can develop real-life skills while having fun with colorful bricks made just for them. Large, easy to grip, and safe to explore. When children express themselves with Lego Duplo, they build patience, problem-solving, and empathy. See your child learn perseverance and self-expression with everything they imagine and create. Visit lego.com/preschool to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco. Get the most out of your vehicle with GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco original equipment. The only parts designed, engineered, tested, and backed by General Motors. You can find your perfect fit for most makes and models and choose from 3 tiers of parts, including GM OE or gold and silver aftermarket parts. Visit gmparts.com for more information.
I think I have to agree with, I think tight end here. Tight end.
What?
Oh, hashtag what Choppy said. Colston Loveland, top tight end taken off the board in the top 10. Woo! How do you like me now, Oak?
I don't like you because that's just a homer play by you, but I'm actually glad because, oh wow, the Bears took a flex tight end and at the top 10. Great, you know? I don't freaking care.
I told you, you're gonna hate. You're hating. Don't hate. I told you he'd be high and he would be up there.
He's good, but he's not top 10 good. He's not like got all these other problems, and we're like, we need that guy to like put us over the top. Like, okay, come and get me when he gets 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns, and I'll give a shit. Sorry.
I mean, again, just because I like a guy from Michigan, I told you when we ranked them top tight ends, man. I'm so high on him. I know you were low, and it's not just because I just watch Michigan games either. Like, he just goes up and gets the ball. He is big. He's nasty. Yes, he's got some injury here and there, but I love his talent. So Now Ben Genius is going to get to draw up a bunch of stuff for him too. So we'll see how that goes.
But Chops, how do we got to figure out this argument, because you always frame it as I don't like him, I'm not high on him. Do you hear me saying though that I like the play, I like his skill set. I don't like a flex receiving-ish tight end at that spot, at that value. Like,
yeah, I mean, I hear it.
It's not like Colson Loveland's not good.
Okay, well, you said he wasn't first-round talent before. So.
No, that's not true at all. I had him going like to Denver or to LA Chargers, in that 18-24 range. That's a perfect spot. Great teams, great situation, great value. Not 10th overall, because watch what I do with this guy. It's like, I know what you're going to do with the guy.
That's how Ben Genius thinks too, though. Like, again, he's going to come across like smartest man in the room too. So, but the difference is, he's going to get burned by thinking he's the smartest man when he isn't. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's almost like, remember we were like, oh, I hate JJ going to the Minnesota because now we can't root for him. Like, obviously can't root for Colson Loveland with the Bears, but you can't do the Sammy Biscuits. Oh, look at what Ben, because if you got Colson Loveland in 15 to 20 or later, you're going to be doing backflips. Like, great player, great spot, great, watch what he does. And then if he gets 500, 700, you're totally happy. You just can't justify a top 10 pick with the kind of stats he's going to put up. And that's it. That's where I sit with it. And this was me who was a draft TJ Hawkinson because he blocks and he's nasty and he does this and he does that. And I backed off of it because the greatest year ever for TJ Hawkinson was like, here it was like 7 touchdowns, 707 TDs. Then he goes to Minnesota, he catches 90 for 900 yards. I mean, that's like a bumski receiver getting like 800 yards in a season. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's just definitely I don't know, man. Like you said, where they go matters too. So who's throwing the ball to them?
That's where I struggle with the NFL. Like, how does the NFL value these people? Because you had heard all the rumor, the Rams had to have Loveland and this team had to have him. And it was like, would love to have him if he falls at a nice spot and you have a great need at tight end. But like you said, even the Bears, it's so stupid because is Cole Kmet a blocking tight end now? Did you just waste that pick a couple years ago? Or, oh, wait, we're going to run 2 tights. Okay, and then...
They're going Hernandez Gronk style, like New England.
Okay. Let me know how that works out, because I would much rather have 3 or 4 dynamic receivers on the field and nasty edge rushers than 2 tight ends who are... One's really good and the other one's ho-hum. But whatever.
So this is... I'm gonna cut you off here. I'm going to go early and I'm going to have a bold take. Will Johnson, San Francisco, back-to-back Michigan.
Yeah.
I think San Francisco lost Ward. They got some needs in the secondary. They love to draft those boys from Michigan. I could see this being there. I forget you. Who did you have him mock to them?
I don't know. It's all junked up now, but my thing is, I totally agree with you, because I think I said, or at least I've thought and put in a couple mocks, like, San Francisco's a weird team too. They seem to like take weapons or corners. That's like their 2 big, we either got to get another weapon, either at tight end or wide receiver, or if that's not there, we'll just take the best corner available every year. So, yeah, I would not be surprised by Will Johnson at all. I had Banks going here as a replacement for big fella Williams, their other tackle who can't move and is always hurt.
I don't hate that either. This could be a Josh Simmons spot too, because they do have some needs on that offensive line.
I feel like Josh Simmons is a wild card because as much as Risden likes him, I think it'd help us if he goes early and he's off the radar, more tackles, more offensive guys and things like that. But I see him as more of a mid to back late part of the first round player.
Yeah. Well, the corners are definitely stacked better than the O-line, because the next best O-line right here on pretty much everyone's consensus is Simmons. But man, you're staring at, gosh, Will Johnson there. You're still looking at, and again, I know John Barron's been falling off people's radar too. But two good corners.
Chops, I have another take for you, Lions related. I don't think I said it on the pod.
Let's hear it.
Name to be aware of. I've fallen in love with him, but we already have a him to some degree. But he's so safe and he's so solid, smart, just plug and play. Emeka Egbuka. I hate to say it, the school he's from, but
How did I just know you were going to say that?
Safe, man.
I was waiting for you to say, well, he hate his school, but...
I just think that these safe guys that don't have a ton of questions and that are just smart and can do a lot of things are easy picks to make. So I wouldn't love the Lions doing that because they should go other ways. But if they've been talking a lot about wide receivers, all the other guys are kind of either boom bust or what if, and like to me that's a safe one if they want to go that route and just say, hey, he could play inside, he could play outside, he can do a lot of things. Just put it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still waiting for one of these Georgia boys to get taken up too, because this is their area.
And that's good for us. I mean, I'm still looking at our BPAs. It's like lots of people out there I like.
I'm liking it.
Oh, damn.
Oh, there. Oh. That was the wrong Georgia boy.
That is the first Okrie somewhat Lions target, I believe, that's now taken. Everybody else was either too early or guys I didn't care about, so.
Straight up raw pass rusher. All right. Oh, I'm slacking on the Google sheet here. I gotta. Oh no! Why didn't that? Oh, because I selected the wrong team. What am I doing here? All right, Chicago. Got a tight end. 49ers. Well, the 49ers went off their typical, like you said, like receiver corner situation.
Yeah. Surprising.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking maybe Malachi starts there just because he's a secondary player. He's kind of flashy, and again, I don't know, man. There's something to be said about them Georgia football players, Georgia Bama boys. Here's the true wild card, Dallas. What's what? Oh, Dallas.
Matthew Golden.
Yeah, you think so? You think it's just a straight up wide receiver?
I mean, I wouldn't do it. I just feel like they put so much in CD that you can't just leave him like with no help. And I saw an interview from Matthew. This is a new gimmick, by the way, for Matthew Golden, and I didn't like it. I did not like the way he sounded. I didn't like his vibes, so he dropped for me. But after I did 3 pods saying how he was like maybe the best athlete, BPA for the Lions, yeah, that stopped after that interview. But not a bad kid, but just lost some points from the old Okrie meter. So there you go.
I could see Jerry falling in love with the Mike Green, flashiness of the last, since the Combine, since the Senior Bowl, since all that stuff. I could see him falling for a player like this, like Mike Green.
I guess, like, getting back to my one question is, how do you think these teams sparse out, like, wide receiver versus a big nasty versus it just seems like a lot of teams take fringe players, like we used to joke about the Lions, another weapon. And it's like, if the weapon's dynamic Hall of Famer quality, I get it. But when you're just taking, like, speed players or tight ends or fringe guys and you have nobody in the trenches, it doesn't make sense. Tyler Booker is gone. Woohoo! Late Okrie favorite, I must say, but
Yeah, I know you started to warm up to a bit. That is definitely off the radar for Dallas to go Tyler Booker.
but
12th pick.
I'm giving him credit because my boy Chuck the Magazine, Cowboys honk and just lover of all things Dallas, which makes no sense, but he says how he loved him as a kid, yet he loves all the other teams that are good too, which is surprising. I talked to him the other day and I said, "What are you thinking?" And he said, "I think they're going to trade up for Genty." And I said, "I wouldn't do that." I said, "The only time you were ever good is when you got guys in the trenches on the O-line especially, but when you had guys that could rush and then you add the running back and some wides and you were good." And he was like, "Oh, I agree, but I think they're going to trade up or make some crazy move for Genty." And to me, Tyler Booker is a much safer
pick, yeah.
Trenches, no nonsense, bully people type of pick, and you have to do that. Look at his personality. Look at his swag, Choppy. That's why I fell in love with him.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It had nothing to do with his tape, with his stats.
I love how you think that I
Swagalicious.
I give him extra points based on swag. It's more of a, I say swag, but what I mean is like a fun personality that works good in the locker room and that like is going to be a good teammate. That's what matters. But he's got a lot of smarts, grit, and personality, which I thought the Lions would like. And that was Eric Schlitz, boy. He did like 3 articles I saw on the old Twitter machine about why Tyler Booker had to be the pick. He's on my grid index. I didn't read any of those articles, but I did see he was in love with that guy. So
yeah,
he went off at 12. The Lions pick at 28. So Schlitz was right based on value and way off based on who might be there.
He gone.
He gone.
All right. Here comes Miami. I'm thinking they're going to address their secondary with all this Jalen Ramsey trade talk. So
Miami was my Will Johnson slot.
You had Will Johnson? Okay. All right. I like it.
Or Malachi Starks.
Those are the two. Or, they might, if they like Texas, they could go Barron. I think secondary for sure, though. One of those 3 would definitely be definitely be my look.
What'd you just say?
Those would be my look. Those would be the 3 that I'm looking at there for them.
Who would you say?
Starks, Barron, or Will Johnson.
Okay.
I'm just looking at their depth chart here too, taking a peek. They kind of play.
Chops, are you able to do the Okrie stack as well? Like, are you able to go to that if you hear one of my top names? Or actually, I can do it right here.
Which one?
The Okrie choppy board. I got it.
On your takes?
Looks like just Michael Williams pretty much is the Tyler Booker. Lots of people I like, Chappie.
Yep. Oh, I see what you were talking about on the Okrie big board.
I got it. It's easier for me probably because I can just tap and hit it on this end. I just gotta remember. We always talk about it every year, but I got too much going here, like too many boards to kind of keep up where I could kind of consolidate, but it's still fun to work it through. It's harder though when we're yakking away, I get distracted, I must say.
No, it's good. First of all, you got the Pistons going, you got the hockey going, you got the draft going, you're working the big board, I'm working the Google sheet. It's just a great day to be a sports fan, great day to be an NFL fan. It's just so fun, dude. So fun.
You know what's crazy is, like, I know you've been fighting through the voice and stuff. I've actually had, like, a real crazy week, like, just not feeling that great physically, and work's been crazy. So, like, as much as I've been looking forward to today, especially with all the stuff you just mentioned and us doing this, it's like I'm hanging on by a thread, to be honest. So I'm not getting to enjoy much food or kind of do any of that, but I'm just glad we're able to talk this through and enjoy it. But I'm running on fumes for sure.
I definitely we have been not feeling the greatest. We've had some sickness going through the house. And, it's that time of year when it's like, it's 85 degrees out today, Okrie. How beautiful. Beautiful day in Michigan.
Meta AI is the personal AI that's tailored to you, now with its very own app. It's built to get to know you, offering helpful answers and inspiration. Looking for something to add to your bucket list? Meta AI goes beyond traveling the world. It remembers you're a basketball fanatic and suggests you attend one of the playoff games. Just start typing or speaking to get the answers you need, wherever and whenever, because Meta AI is your personal AI. Download the Meta AI app, now available on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
We off? 30 seconds of carefree bliss. Oof, like wind in your hair carefree. Oh, like using Clorox disinfecting all-purpose cleaner in the home carefree. Yes. Like dog slobbing on the coffee table and cleaning it with Clorox carefree. He's on a roll now. Spit toothpaste on the faucet. You got it. You got it. Peanut butter on the light switch. Oh, spritz, spritz. Spritz, spritz. Clorox, man. Clean feels good.
Okay, we're back. Use as directed.
PMS, pregnancy, menopause. Being a woman is a lot. Ollie supports you and yours with expert solutions for every age and life stage. They just launched 2 new products exclusively at Walmart. Period Hero combats bloat, mood swings, and more during PMS. And Balance Perimeno to support hormonal balance, mood, and metabolism during perimenopause. Grab yours at ollie.com. Ollie! These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Having trouble hearing in work meetings? Eventually you zone out. You've missed too much to catch up now. Get your confidence back with Nuance Audio.
Don't worry, I just spoke with the sales office, and they assured me the order has already been processed.
The new invisible hearing solution that's built into your glasses. Nuance Audio glasses help you hear better and reduce background noise, so you can tune into your meetings all day long. Learn more at nuanceaudio.com.
This episode is brought to you by Max. The HBO original comedy special, Gerard Carmichael, Don't Be Gay, is now streaming on Max. Emmy-winning comedian Gerard Carmichael returns to the stage in his boldest special yet, bringing his sharp wit, unfiltered honesty, and the kind of vulnerability that's made his voice truly one of a kind. Don't miss Gerard Carmichael, Don't Be Gay. Now streaming on Max.
After being, a balmy 35, 40 3 days ago. So... But we'll take it. Spring is in the air. Summer's almost here. Miami's pick is in. I think we've kind of given our takes on that one. How happy is Indianapolis that the tight end that they love fell to them? Yeah. I'm sure
I'm sour.
In the streets for Tyler Warren there.
I'm sour about my boy Anthony Richardson. It's just like. Am I wrong that there's a good chance that he's not good, especially not damn good the way me and many others thought, but why are they halfway writing him off and acting like Daniel Jones is the way to go? I would give that kid every chance until he proves he can't play and he's inaccurate and he's a scrub before I would be paying $15-20 million for Daniel Jones and acting like we're gonna have him compete. It's why'd you take him then? He got a year to show you, 2 years, and he was hurt for a good portion.
I can't really give a take on that because I told you from day one that AR was going to be a bust. So, but I agree. I agree with your take in the fact that if you picked him at 4, you dang well better be giving him a chance to actually earn a spot, because it makes no sense to use that pick on that player and then do this little nonsense with, well, we're going to bring in Gardner Minshew, we're going to bring in Daniel Jones, we're going to all these other guys. Now, granted, he gets hurt a lot, which, again, was one of my knocks on him. I just didn't think he was going to be durable with all the craziness that he did. But look, I agree with you. Your take is spot on. If you drafted him that high, you dang well better let him play. And Daniel Jones, he's certainly not the answer anywhere. So
I feel like Daniel Jones had 5 years of mediocre football, so we now know what he is. Anthony Richardson's had 1.5 years of playing, with 60 to 70% of that being ain't great, and 20 to 30 being, all good. And, like, now you're like, what do we have? It's not looking good, but it's just so dang early to make that. I put him in the bucket of athlete that seems to be worse than many thought, but I don't know yet. TBD, if you ask me, we'll see. Please God, I hope he plays well. And yes, he's off my fantasy radar now because he's proven enough that he's not that freak, do everything, run around, just be a monster like before, but could still be decent.
Commission's at the podium.
So many good. We're like halfway to the Lions pick, and there's so many good selections. Woo! Woo! Much higher than I thought for KG.
Love that player. Look at the Michigan boys rolling. Is that 3 in the top 13? Love that player. Really surprised he went that high because I was hoping he'd be a potential for our Lions.
I don't love this player, but I'm just telling you now, at some point, the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, more like the 4th, 5th, or whatever, the Dolphins need to get Dylan Gabriel from Oregon, lefty quarterbacks, wimpy passer to, like, be there just in case Tua has another situation. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Well, yeah, they got a problem. They got a big problem with Tua. Let me be honest. Like, he's got... You don't mess with those concussions, man. You don't mess with those head injuries. They're serious. I don't wish that on anybody. It sucks for him. I think people have been really unfair to him, whether you like him or not, as a person, as a player. I think a lot of people were very nasty at him with this head stuff. But
no, I agree. But I'm saying, like, what a great little comp. It's kind of a similar type guy that does similar things. It just seems like a nice, perfect comp fit, and you can get him at like nothing halfway through, so it'd be good.
Miami's not that smart.
Let's look at our Lions real quick, Choppy. Like, I'm gonna go over here to my position board. Actually, I'm gonna go to the Okrie short list.
There's a lot of talent on here, Okrie. A lot of talent.
Jalen Walker, Will Johnson, Malachi Starks, Mike Green, Ezaraku, Jade Barron, Derek Harmon, Jihad Campbell, and then we go to offense, Gray Zabel, Abuka, Donovan Jackson, like very few offensive options, lots of delicious defensive options, I must say.
Yep, I like it. Man, a lot of choices here. I mean, again, there's, we're halfway there, right? Pick 14. I'm trying to see if there's anybody left off the mix there, but yeah, there's so many good players here for the Lions. Let me ask you this, Okrie. On the offensive side of the ball, let's say Gray Zabel is not there. Man, who are you waiting at that point then to get your guard position? Is there another guy in that range that you're like, hey, I love this dude? Not as much as Gray, but...
I don't have much love for Donovan Jackson, but I didn't spend much time on him. A lot of people think he's a perfect fit for the Lions, so... Tyler Warren.
Yeah. Shocker.
So that'd be the other guard in that kind of range.
Booker was my other one if he lasted, but...
Yeah. So I'd say no. I think there's still that chance, and we kind of talked about it, that the Lions, much more so than your Hujamedilla take on they're good at edge, I could see them saying, I mean, everybody thinks we got to replace Zeitler, but that's why we took Mahogany. That's why we got Sorsdahl still. That's why we got Manu. That's why we got, Ashika or whatever the other guy's name. It's like they have bodies there that are much easier to kind of justify and say, we can get by at guard than saying we have nobody and their brother at edge and we'll be okay. So I'm taking a slow roll on that and saying, if we had to pass up on guard, maybe they have people there that would be okay, but not at edge. Because Marcus Fattenport has a 20% chance of being good, 80% chance of being a hurt, bumsky fatso.
50% of the time, he's good every time.
Exactly.
I don't know if we talked about him too much, but what are your thoughts on Tate Ratledge?
Yeah. I kind of saw like those Georgia guys kind of like bundled up a lot of other this, they're that, they're all good or whatever, but I'm not a huge fan. I always saw him later in those PFF mocks, but I also got Tyler Shook every time in the 6th or 7th round. He'll probably go in the 1st or 2nd, so that is what it is. If I had to pick one, and I heard about this guy and I like some things other than he's kind of just a pure center, is Jared Wilson from Georgia. He's the best of the bunch in my opinion, but if he can only play center pretty much, I don't want to go there. I'd rather have flex guy.
No, we're in the same boat with that. You know how the Lions do love to just plug and play, though. Well, if you can play this, you can play that.
Yeah.
They believe in it and they think they can coach it. So.
Dude, Shabby, I'm starting to get itchy about Malachi Starks. I have no doubt he's gonna go here in the next 5 to 7 picks. But if he doesn't, he's my BPA, as far as
on the big board. Yeah, I can't argue with you. I really can't.
Let me ask you this. This is good to get on the old wax here while we're talking. What about paying Kerbo $20+ million over 4 years? You seem to be gung-ho. I love the swaglicious curb stomp, but I don't really like $22 million highest paid ever safety. I don't know.
Be the highest paid safety for 7 minutes.
I don't know, man.
Look.
I'm happy for the guy. I was not really.
He's been the best safety since he was drafted. So
he's the best ball hawk safety. Yes.
Right. The best ball hawk safety since he's been drafted. So it makes sense that he's going to be the highest paid. I like the continued trend of drafting studs and keeping them. It may mean the end for someone else, JMO, but I actually like it. I think that it is a testament to this regime, to this organization, that they draft guys that they believe in, the guys produce, and then they pay them. So I like it. And by the time that when does that deal actually kick in? Right? Is it next season?
I can't keep track, but I guess my major question, and we talk about this a lot, is just appropriation of funds.
Yeah.
Yes, you can go buy the most expensive car and have a nice car, but you could also look for a bargain and go pay more for a house you live in or for your kids' college. It's where you put your money and why. And sometimes I don't know that a ball production safety, even though I love the guy, I'm happy for him, I don't know that that's where I'd be putting $22 million. But what do I know?
It's all funny money, Okrie. It's all funny money. By the time, how much did the cap go up this year? $17 million?
Here we go. It goes up 17 or 20 for everyone. So that's a non-argument.
Exactly.
That's something cost $1, but everybody else got $5, so now everything's $6.
No,
we're even.
It's my allowance is $5 this week, and next week it's going to be $10, so I can spend a little bit. That's how it is. Again, the cap goes up for everyone, which means everyone will be making monetarily more money. So if you made $1 million 10 years ago, you're making $10 million this year.
Yes, but you're missing the point of that you're competing with other people for goods. So if you all of a sudden had $5 and now you have $10, the next guy has $5 and he has $10, or maybe he had $7, so now he's got $12. He's going to get the sandwich. You're going to be sitting there going, man, I didn't have as much money. The other guy got the grub because you're short.
Last time I checked, we still had $60 million, or how much cap space do we have for the next 2 years?
That's part of it, but
$30 million still in this year, right?
My point was that you act like because it went up, everything goes up and everything's funny money. It's not, because it matters how much space you have, where you put the dollars, and then how those guys end up balling for you. Not like, hey, we got 20 more, let's just give it away. It's like you need to be cautious because everybody else has that money to give away too, and they might give it to edge rushers and quarterbacks and other players that maybe are a little bit better than. I don't know.
We'll never agree on this point because when the cap goes up, yes, it goes up for everybody. That just means that everyone's salaries are going to go up. It's a players' league. And right now we have $42 million in cap space for 2025. So I think we'll be okay with Kerbo making another 22.
Yeah, I'm happy for
And that deal
Kerbo.
doesn't
He's
kick
been
in
great
till
for us.
2026, by the way.
We have a tight. What? There's no foul? What? Pistons are down 3, and K just got mugged. I was like, oh, that's a foul. And then he just kept playing. And then we just got scored on. Minute left. How was there no whistle? The guy got decked to the ground. Just missed a 3, too. Ay. Frickin' refs. The whole game in the NBA is like ballet, and then at the end of the game, the guy gets just bodied to the ground. They don't call it.
How about your boy Brunson flopping all over the place? Oh, JB is not happy.
Exactly. Or then he just off-armed our guy twice for layups, and they let it go, too. Oh, yeah, he wants to hear it from the crowd. You'll hear it, you jackass, next game. How'd you like it when we beat you in the Mecca, you chump?
All right, back to the topic at hand. Atlanta's pick is in, Okrie.
I just want to state for the record, too, after that tangent, Kerbo, I love you. You're swaggy. I'm glad you're here in Detroit. I'm just trying to figure out the dollars and make them make sense. That's all.
It will always make sense with Brad Holmes because, you just draft studs year after year after
We're
year.
paying a lot of money
Kerbo.
to people.
Just remember, Kerbo, who advocated for you to get Pizzade on the Detroit Koolaid Cast? It was your boy at Chops in the D.
Oh,
give me a follow.
I've already sworn a bunch for some bullshit.
I know you got to watch the language. My kids are going to be listening to this tomorrow, Okrie. They've been high on the Koolaid Cast.
I don't think they're going to stick into hour 3 or whatever we're into already.
They will. My daughter was listening to it as she went to bed the other night.
I think that Brad Holmes is that guy that always tells you how he's pinching his budget and he doesn't know if he can make it next week, and then he rolls up in a Rolls Royce is what I think happens. It's like, I thought we were all cramped up, and then you do a contract like that. It's crazy. But it's all make-believe, like you said. Atlanta's picking here. This is crazy because I actually had Jackson Dart here on off to the side because I thought this was a slam dunk trade out.
Trade out. They're going
trade
edge
out.
here, I think.
But Atlanta's a bunch of morons, so they're going to go take another skill player. So they have Pitts and London and Penix and Bijan and then some other fancy something.
I think they're going edge. They're going edge. I think they're going to go.
Don't take Jalen Walker, you sons of bitches. Sorry. Oh, damn it. I told you not to do that. I even swore again.
Another Lions target off the board.
Top Lions target for Okrie. Ooh. But Malachi Starks is still there. Ooh-wee. Still your gimmick too. Had to do it.
All good.
Alright, I gotta get caught up over here. I'm too busy arguing with you about contracts and takes and boola. I see Gray Zabel still on my board, Jihad Campbell, Jamar Stewart, Malachi, Will Johnson still there, Jade still there. Woo-wee! I love how the whole lead up we're just praying to the heavens that one or two of these guys are there and 10 are still on the board that I love.
Yeah, it's gonna get nasty here if a lot of these guys stay. You're gonna be. Oof. Let's see here. BPA. Who's on the clock now? Arizona. I think Arizona might go. Let's look at the board here.
Good old DJ last night said Emeka Ibuka to team up with Marv, to team up with that midget from Munchkinland, and I was like, whoop-de-doo, bulls. Did you hear my take on that one pod where I was like, how about Arizona take some more safeties and play them at middle linebacker? How's that working out for you?
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Damn, that Jalen Walker, that's a bummer. He seems like an Atlanta type guy, though. I like it for the Falcons, to be honest, but who cares about them?
I'm looking over here. You know, dude, I could totally see Arizona going edge again.
You know who feels like another Arizona player? Shamar Stewart. Looks the part, seems pretty good, hope he'll be okay, and then...
But no production. No production. You need corners. Could this be a Will Johnson here? They got Sean Murphy Bunting there. They got Starlin Thomas, Max Melton. I was a big Max Melton guy coming in the draft. They're actually not too bad at corner. I don't know. Like you said, maybe they'll draft a safety and kind of shift them all over the place, huh?
As long as it's not Malachi Starks. My boy! You know I called it a few weeks ago, so don't try to steal that one from me, too. And as much as I like saying that and I feel that, I still feel that's one of those where, like, the Lions might love the guy, but, like, would say, we're going to just hopefully get to pay BB and Curb and get a couple depth guys and call it good. But they used to love three safeties. Brian Branch has flex, so I think it could be an easy, doable, but a lot of people I heard were like, they already have two safety, which is like my biggest problem of just sometimes I agree when people say we're covered at spots, and a lot of time I'm like, yeah, you got two safeties. You have to start two safeties. What happens when you can't start those two safeties? Nothing.
Nothing.
Hey, Jim, get in there.
Or you used to. Yeah.
Hey, Jim, we need you. Stop shining shoes and get in. Pistons are down 3 with 5 seconds left. I don't know how that happened because I haven't been watching, but another run late somehow, and they'll probably still come up short. God, they stole this game and then just told Jalen Brunson, hey, Jalen, I got 2 words. I won't even do it, Chop, because it's a family show.
That's right.
Chops, we are now going on over 2 hours of straight up talking and recording for the people.
And the people consist of the millions.
Yes, it has been a long, long week, but we are still jacked. We're coming up on pick 16. We're 12 picks away from the Lions. Let's see what these Arizona Cardinals are going to do. They'll screw something up, I'm sure.
No Malachi Starks, no Will Johnson,
what about
please.
Walter Nolan?
That'd be fine. Yes! We'll take it. I didn't love the player.
Oh, Okrie. I think that guy's from Old Miss. Old Miss, right?
O-L-E Miss. Is there apostrophe in there? I don't know.
I think there's an O. Yeah, apostrophe E. No. Apostrophe O? Where's the apostrophe?
L-E apostrophe.
L-E apostrophe. Oh,
if we want to be grammatically correct. You know what I hate, Choppy? This is going to make me sound dumb, but I swear it trips me up. Is when I'm really writing stuff fast or I'm not thinking about it. Y-O-U-R and Y-O-U''RE. Always like, I gotta think about it. Like, am I trying to say you are? Or am I trying to say this is your shirt? Because like, I know the premise, I know the grammar, but I swear sometimes I just don't even think about it and go with Y-O-U-R just because I'm not a fan of apostrophe words. That's probably why I don't like Ole Miss. Who wants two words into one and puts an apostrophe in the middle? That's just stupid. Are you with me or no?
I don't know, man. Sometimes I just let you talk so you can just, you can talk.
You gotta ask your kids one of these days, like, about library with the R, like L-I-B-R, or February with that R in there, and see how they like it. I'm sure that trips them up.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But the apostrophe thing never threw. I'm the grammar king, Okrie, in case you haven't heard. People come to me when they need dissertations read through to make sure the grammar's proper. So
Choppy, I'm a tremendous writer. I know you're superior to me in all things, but I'm a tremendous writer. But when I'm flying through, I gotta like think about the Y-O-U-R-E deal. That's all I was saying. And I hate when I have like a typo in a freaking email or I get an autocorrect and I didn't see it on the second read through. That just drives me nuts. Because everything has to be pristine when I do it, in case you haven't noticed.
It's gotta be pristine. Okrie, we're coming down, man. We're coming down the wire. I'm liking all these names that are still left here. We got the Cincinnati Bengals on the clock. We're at pick 17. We are coming around to hour number 2 of the draft. Looking at our BPA or Okrie picks, we still got Will Johnson, Malachi Starks, Gray Zabel, Mike Green, ya boy, Donovan Ezeraku. There it is. Wooey! Jahad Campbell.
Spell it, Mr. Grammar. Mr. I don't ever screw anything up.
I'm looking right at it. I can't do it.